in the Carolinas, the first connectivity telecom system that was up in that community was through a smarttown. That service provider, they went to the poles, they put the calix antennas in the poles, they activated smarttown, and everybody, first responders and everybody else, could connect and, move that important information about where the help is needed. So that was an incredible experience, how telecommunications is really a technology to help communities, and in rural America is working very well.
Hey, this is Martha DeGrasse here again for Wi-Fi Alliance, and this is The Signal, our podcast where we give you the inside track on Wi-Fi. We want to deliver insight and perspective on the growing portfolio of Wi-Fi technologies that we see changing the connectivity landscape. These are smart conversations with industry leaders, and in this episode, we are super excited to welcome Francisco Moreno. He is product line leader for Smart Life Managed Services at Calix, and he's going to be teaching us about smarttown and the benefits of community Wi-Fi. Francisco, welcome to The Signal.
Welcome, Martha. Thank you very much.
We're excited to learn about this. Give us an overview to start with about what exactly smarttown is.
So smarttown is a Wi-Fi service that is based on secure Wi-Fi connectivity. So bringing connectivity not when you are in your home, not when you are in your office, not when you are in a small business, but when you are out and about. So you are on the go, and maybe cellular is not available, but there is Wi-Fi. So you connect to that Wi-Fi with an amazing experience and with security.
So a lot of us have experienced this in big cities, but this is more for smaller towns and even rural areas, right?
Yes, our focus is being where the wireless connectivity is kind of underserved. Maybe the big ones don't bring the cellular towers to your area. So how do you connect when you are not in your home? So smarttown closes that gap by bringing you Wi-Fi connectivity.
Okay, that's excellent. And you have some specific deals announced with service providers that are promoting this to their users, I think, right?
Yeah, so Calix has an organization, we call it Success, that works with every product to make sure that the go-to-market strategies for the service providers are in place. We help them with go-to-market plans and things like that. So when the service hits the market, it's not just pray and wait. It's really a very well orchestrated go-to-market plan.
So explain the mechanics of how Calix works with your service provider partners to enable this.
So the winning strategy is on reusing our customers' existing Wi-Fi presence. They already have Wi-Fi in their different subdivisions for their subscribers. They have fiber going all the way to towns, all the way to downtown, and they can just connect hotspots. So that is where what we really leverage their investment, or they really leverage their investment in fiber and their investment in Wi-Fi antennas.
So are you adding more Wi-Fi APs in public spaces?
So it's them who decide where those antennas are truly needed for delivering value to the community. So evidently there is already antennas in the homes of the subscribers, and there are antennas in some places. They need to identify those outdoor places that don't have good wireless connectivity, and then they can bring additional outdoor hotspots to those places in a very smart way of investing where is needed, not just, broadcasting everywhere.
Okay, and how do people connect to it when they're out and about?
So from the technology point of view, smarttown is based on the Wi-Fi Alliance Passpoint standard, which delivers unparalleled secure connectivity. So the users download a security certificate, a Passpoint, a profile, so to speak, in their phones. And then when they are in proximity of a hotspot, the connection happens automatically. Nobody has to go to a captive portal page. Nobody has to do anything. It happens automatically. Even when you go to a hotspot that never show your phone. So that new hotspot is finding a new phone, and they talk to each other, and the Passpoint Wi-Fi Alliance standard makes the magic connection without human intervention.
That's amazing. Now, even if somebody goes to a smart town installation that's not in their own city or town, will it still connect?
That's a very good question, Martha. So smart town is divided like in a hierarchy of, first of all, connectivity for your subscribers or your communities. And then we have the Smart Town Alliance that connects or allows you to go from one service provider territory to another service provider territory. And then the connection happens the same way. It's automatic, it's secure. If the hotspots are configured for the alliance, your phone will connect.
Excellent. Now, how many towns are you in so far?
So we are in, I know the number of hotspots is more than 200,000. I don't know if the number of towns is also in the hundreds or something like that. So very, very large number of territories are covered already with a smart town.
So among your service provider customers who've deployed smart towns, does each one have several municipalities in which they've deployed the solution?
Yeah, exactly. That is
Okay.
the idea. And in the subscribers' homes. So if you have 5,000 subscribers, that is 5,000 hotspots right away. You are walking your dog, you get connectivity.
Yeah. So people have to share their bandwidth a little bit.
They share the bandwidth, but deployment recommendation is that you oversubscribe the home with a little bit of bandwidth for the public traffic. And then that way you keep the private traffic of the subscriber protected.
And like if I'm walking by, I can't see the name of that network or the SSID or any of that, right?
So that is to say that you could see the name. I mean, if you,
Okay.
navigate through the phone,
Yeah.
but the connection is automatic. So you are not exposed pop-up that say, hey, click here to connect. No, everything happens automatically, super secure. Passpoint is an amazing technology. I can say that.
Yeah, that's a good use of resources for sure.
Yes, it is. So a person, I don't know, maybe at this point, maybe 80, 90% is existing Wi-Fi. And then the remaining 10 to 20% is outdoor new Wi-Fi that they are installing.
And you're addressing the lack of cellular coverage in some of these underserved areas, right?
Yeah, let me tell you one example, right? I'm sure that you will like this one. So one of our first smart town adopters, one of our customers, they wanted to organize an event for a high school. And the place of the event, it was summer, the place of the event didn't have cellular coverage. So this customer showed an amazing organization and preparation. So they gave the instructions to all the students. The students got the phones ready at home or in the school. When they showed up to the place of the event, all the students had the phones ready to communicate, and everybody had so much fun connecting immediately, uploading pictures, and all those things. So it was really, the tiniest of our customers behaved like the large brand company, giving an amazing experience, amazing preparation, and everything went very well.
That's great to hear. And I expect that this helps some of these regional providers keep and even grow their subscriber base. Is that what you're hoping?
So it's not only what we hope, it's also what we see. Let me give another example. One of our customers, a different customer, their strategy was to start deploying a smart town in high school baseball fields, right? So when the game came on the weekends or in the evenings, there were Wi-Fi coverage. There was Wi-Fi coverage available to the subscribers, so they could upload pictures. Family members that couldn't travel to the field could see what was going on. This customer increased the Net Promoter Score from 95 to 98 by delivering this service to their community.
Well, that's
And do
significant.
you realize how difficult it is to increase NPS at the high end of the score, right? Going from minus 50 to minus 10 is not that difficult. Going from 95 to 98, you really need to bring value. So the customers had an amazing experience and they rewarded the service provider with high scores. So they are obtaining positive business outcomes in terms of NPS score, churn reduction, brand loyalty, and increased customer lifetime value because they get more attached to a service provider that is giving them such an amazing experience where they need it and when they need it.
And is it fair to say that business is getting a little more competitive for some of these regional providers? I know satellite is making inroads, right?
Yeah, things are becoming competitive. We are talking about really small companies, small brands competing with large national brands or even global brands. I think the advantage that our customers have is not only that Calix is giving them the right technology and we are supporting them with the deployments, with the go-to-market, with the enablement and all those things. Also is that these companies are really close to the communities. They really know the people. And I think at the end of the day, that's what the subscribers want. I mean, they want some company they can trust that they are going to do the investment for them. And I'm going to put aside problems about if the satellites are able to cover everything properly, they have enough bandwidth. Fiber has the reliability, fiber has the coverage, and the Wi-Fi Alliance, Wi-Fi 6, Wi-Fi 7 standards are the perfect matching for fiber deployments to bring great Wi-Fi.
Absolutely. So is it fair to say that this is an appropriate solution for service providers that have a very robust fiber network throughout their coverage area? It's not really going to work if it's a fixed wireless situation?
I think this solution takes advantage of fiber being so resilient and also being so powerful. It's not used to the 100%. Fixed Wi-Fi is not bad, but it might not bring that additional network capacity to allow the smart town traffic to go through.
Okay, that makes sense. I think some of your customers have also made the Smart Town solution available at no cost to first responders in their communities. Is that right?
Yeah, so there is a mix of bringing value to the subscribers when they are out of the home, but also bringing value to the community like first responders. So we have connectivity for first responders. And we have, I think it was a couple of years ago in one of these natural disasters that happened in the Carolinas, the first connectivity telecom system that was up in that community was through a smart town. That service provider, they went to the poles, they put the calix antennas in the poles, they activated smart town, and everybody, first responders and everybody else, could connect and, move that important information about where the help is needed. If you don't have a way to communicate that, then the first responders won't be there on time to help. So that was an incredible experience how telecommunications is really a technology to help communities, and in rural America is working very well.
And I think even beyond first responders, just the coverage makes people feel safer, right? I mean, some of these communities are a little bit remote, so people may be far from others when they're walking or hiking. And if they do need help, they can get help now and they can call for help, right?
That's a very good use case, Martha, and it's very realistic. You want to be connected and you want to feel safe. So one of our customers, their vision was about putting outdoor Wi-Fi in hiking paths. So it's not only your watch connected and, counting the steps and uploading the steps. It's also making sure if you sprain an ankle or something happens, you run out of energy, you need help, you can call, you can send a text or whatever, and you get that help. So absolutely, it's a very important use case. Making people not only feel safe, but in case of emergency, being able to connect. And usually there is no cellular coverage in those areas. So Wi-Fi, once again, is closing the gap.
Very nice. Okay, is there anything coming up on the horizon for smarttown that we should know about?
So I would say that smarttown is just at the beginning. We have amazing technology. We cover amazing use cases. The service providers or experience providers, the broadband experience providers that are already adopting smarttown, they see the benefits. We are working on the smarttown alliance, and we mentioned that before, in which is not only smarttown in your territory, it's a smarttown from one territory to another. So you can, for example, go travel from Manatee, Mississippi, small town, to Lincoln, Nebraska for business, and your phone connects to the Wi-Fi because two service providers are belonging to the alliance. So how cool is that, right? Automatically and securely, as soon as you are in the proximity of a hotspot, it doesn't need to be your service provider. It connects, your phone connects. So another one is, for example, many of our service providers are starting to become mobile virtual network operators.
Oh, really?
Yes, and the MVNO is one more business for them, but it has to be based on good technology. So they want to leverage their existing fiber-fed Wi-Fi networks to provide, number one, more coverage, and number two, to contain the mobile costs. So if you are an MVNO, but also you have a fantastic Wi-Fi network, now you have more coverage in your area, and you can balance the cost. When a subscriber can be using Wi-Fi, then offload to the Wi-Fi that is cheaper, right?
Yeah.
So all these initiatives are already working with early adopters, and they will hit the mainstream very soon. But we have another one. So we are going to launch a paywall service for those service providers that need to monetize the Wi-Fi network for visitors, tourists, small businesses, and things like that. So as you can see, we started with the core use cases, community building, students, which is a use case that I really love, because in the pandemic, you remember the success of the young students was based on having Wi-Fi connectivity. They were having the classes over Zoom. So Wi-Fi and internet was very important. So one of our customers already has a smarttown delivered for tens of thousands of young students in their state. So helping subscribers when they are out and about, students, close the digital divide, first responders, all those are free use cases, so to speak, free service. But what about a tourist? They are here, they are coming. Why not to monetize your investment in Wi-Fi networks? So as you can see, the smarttown future is brilliant. We are growing in use cases. We are doing the alliance. We are doing the MVNO offload. We are doing the paywall and many more ideas that I cannot talk about now today, but they are coming in the future. And we just hope that this fantastic partnership between the Wi-Fi Alliance technology and Calix services bring amazing products into rural America.
Well, it sounds like you're off to a very good start. Francisco Moreno, product line leader for Smart Life Managed Services at Calix. Thank you so much. This has been really great.
Thank you, Martha. Thanks a lot.
And that is our show. You can get the signal straight to your device through Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon Music, or, of course, at the Wi-Fi Alliance. That's y-fi.org. I'm Martha DeGrasse here for the Wi-Fi Alliance. Thank you so much for listening. Join us next time on The Signal.